Welcome back to Keep It 100 Oklahoma High School Sports with my man, Coach Jones, with that Dell City field. Coach, you see that field looking good? Got a couple of cars in the parking lot.
Yes,
Out
sir.
on Friday night. Yes, sir. Now we get to talk Dell City football, folks. We used to do a show about a year ago, but like I said, we're gonna start doing this again. Getting together at least once or twice a week and talking a little bit of Dell City football and talk about some of his players. I know he got the man home. Rickland Holmes, one of the best players in the state. He signed to go to New Mexico. He got another young man, and we're both kind of puzzled why he hasn't got an offer yet. And all he does is go off and either basketball or football. And that's the what's his first name, Coach? I don't want to mess it up.
It's Caleb Blackwolf. He had 5 touchdowns the other night.
5 touchdowns, folks. Let's talk about week 1. You're going to Edmond Memorial with Justin Meredith, a Middle City graduate. He got the Bulldogs doing good. I know he lost his starting quarterback. He went off to college, I think Kansas. But, I guess they're just rebuilding. Before, Coach, a lot of those kids are going to Edmond Santa Fe, but now he's getting a chance to keep a lot of these kids here at Edmond Memorial. So what's it like with, Del C? I know you lost 35-0, and I know you don't have your quarterback right now, but you get a big time win this Friday night. But what was game 1 like? What happened there?
Well, first of all, Coach Meredith is a great coach. He won Coach of the Year last year. He has turned the Edmond Memorial program around. I think when a lot of people hear Edmond Memorial, they kind of think of the Edmond Memorial in the early 2000s when they were getting their teeth kicked in a little bit. This is a totally different program. They're well-rounded. They're great up front. They have one of the better defensive lines in the state. And that was last year, and these guys are seniors now, so they're even more polished, and they get after it. But he has a program set to where it's kind of like Carl Albert, where it's fill in, you graduate guys, but they just reload. So that program is really rolling. He's done a great job with that. And I felt like it was one of those deals that, they had 11 guys that play defense and they don't have to play no offense. We had 7 guys that were going both ways, so they kind of played into it. And then, we had 3 sophomore starting offensive linemen going against one of the better D linemen in the state, 6'1", which we all know that's different than 5A. And then you have a quarterback that has never played one varsity game, been put in that environment. I think it was just too much for him. He threw 2 pick sixes, just put us in a tough spot. But I love that because it humbled us. And I feel like we needed that. Just like last year, we lost to them same score, which is kind of ironic. We lost to them 35-0. Yeah, and then we won 11 in a row. So I felt like our team needed that last year. And I feel like we needed this year. Sometimes you can get kind of arrogant. You can get kind of complacent. And our coaches needed that wake-up call. And, this was a big game for us coming into this week against Booker T because Booker T beat, Muskogee, and everybody know what Muskogee brings to the table. So we were very wary coming into this week because we didn't know what we really had after losing the Memorial in the fashion that we did. We were like, hey, this is a new team. You could be successful the year before, but every year is different. So we were kind of worried about this year, just how we were going to be. And then we come out this year. Last against Booker T, and our guys played phenomenal. Our running backs played great. Rickland had a touchdown, and Blackwolf ended up having 5 touchdowns. He had 3 rushing touchdowns and 2 punt returns for a touchdown. So it's kind of like you said with him. I don't understand why he's so
that's crazy.
Underrated, man. He's got size. He's a great athlete, great kid. He has the grades. He goes out and have 5 touchdowns against Booker T, which ranked the number 2 team in 5A. And we all know what kind of athletes they have. And, he kind of separated himself a couple of times with his speed against those guys. So Memorial taught us a lot. I think the physicality of playing against that 6A1 team really prepared us for Booker T and what they brought to the table. And our guys were able to come out and be physical with those guys. And we really had their number because I'm a true believer in it. Sometimes it's a mental thing, just like us with Carl Albert. It's a mental thing there with us. This would be the 4th year that we beat Booker T in a row. So I think it was a mental thing when we kind of got up on them 14-0. You can kind of see the body language change a little bit with their players, the effort and energy with their players. So it was a mental thing, and our guys took advantage of it. So we're looking forward to this bye week, and then we got our arch rival Millwood City coming up. So we're excited about it.
Yeah, Coach, you're talking about Millwood City, they got a new coach over there, Coach Washington, got, a guy that comes over from the Tulsa area, coming over from Owasso, that played in the state championship last year. I know he started off 0-2. Something he's probably not used to, he's played at that Tulsa area with some of them top teams over there. He's coming over to Millwood City, and he's done a good job getting players out. But, my son's on the staff over there, and he's kind of telling me, man, they got some dudes, but, man, a lot of them don't know football. Some of these guys are
Yeah.
first year players or second year players. So I know Coach Washington got his work cut out. I mean, he started off, he had Carl Albert, his first home game, his first game. He had Piedmont, then he had Carl Albert. He's probably given up over, 100 some points and only scored 8 points. I know they're trying to get a turnaround. They're trying to find a quarterback situation, and Lincoln is playing. They had a young man that moved in, but a young man that moved in. But I think they're trying to find their way, and it's tough when it's your first year and you don't know a lot about these kids because he came on late because Hall retired. But I know he's young. He's kind of he puts me a lot of remind me of you a lot because he's young and he's feisty. But I mean, at least at you was already in the program. You knew some of the kids. So with this guy, I mean, it's tough. He's trying to figure out his staff. He's trying to figure out his players. He's trying to figure out the school. He's trying to figure out the locker room. So it's a lot going on. But, I think Coach Dunn probably could have ran it up and he didn't. Carl Albert's is still Carl Albert. They reload every year. I don't know if it's Carl Albert is like they have been in the past with 7 to 8 guys, Division I players. I don't think they have that. I think they got a dude. I think Elijah's the real deal. I got a chance to work out with him today. He's a kid that's going to just get better and better. He's looking about 195. He don't look as fast as he is, but when he gets going, he's pretty fast. So I know you got Midwest City here in a couple of weeks. I mean, what are you thinking about that?
It's a rival game. I think about some of the Oklahoma State and OU games
Yes,
in
sir.
early 2000s when OU had just won a national championship against Florida State the year previously, and they came out and Oklahoma State was like 3-7, and they beat OU that year. So you can't never go into a rival game thinking you're just going to win. I know Coach Washington. I know what he's going through because our demographics are very similar.
Yes,
The
sir.
style of kids that we have. So I know what he's dealing with. I know I don't have a doubt in my mind that he's going to get that program turned around. But I know it's a rival game for those kids. Most of those kids grew up in Midwest City. Most of those kids grew up knowing that Dell City is the rival. So they're going to come out and give us their best shot. And they're going to be ready to play against us. And so we have to look at it as just like we did with Booker T. We're going to have to come out and play. I know he's going to have them disciplined. He's going to have them playing fast. And um, I don't want to take them lightly. We still have to improve too. We don't have our starting quarterback for another week. We won't get him back until the following week when our first district game was Collinville. So we still have a young quarterback playing, and we got a lot. We got 8 new starters on defense. So we're very young. We do have some top heavy talent with Black Wolf, Caleb Blackwolf, Josiah Chester, and Rickland. But overall, we're still a young team as well. So we have kids that are learning how to play. So Midwest City is going to be a great challenge for us just to be in that environment again, to be able to go against that kind of talent. Because I watched a little bit of them, Carl Albert. They have talent out there. They have
Yes,
some
sir.
kids. They still have athletes. And I think he's going to get it turned around. I think they're a team that it may take 5 or 6 weeks to get it to where he wants it, especially with a new staff, learning how the kids work, learning what works for the kids. I think when we get close to playoff time, we're going to be talking about Midwest City being a contender, kind of
No,
like similar to how Booker T was last year, because you definitely see the athleticism and the speed out there on the field with Midwest City.
No, Coach, it's funny you said it because when we did our week 1 of Keep It 100, we kind of talked about teams. I put them as my number. I mean, they're not ranked, but I put them as my number 11 team, as a sleeper, like a team that if they get in the playoffs, they can make some damage. So they do got athletes. They do got some good athletes, but at the end of the day, you still got to talk about Dell City Carl Albert. When you start talking 5A football, it starts with Dell City Carl Albert. I mean, everybody thought Booker T, who you thought they were, and then they got smacked last week. And I'm just keeping it 100. I don't get to keep it 100 because I've been doing a girls show, and I got to be soft on the girls show because I can make them cry. But here, I could be mean. But I'm telling you right now, we thought Booker T thought who they were, and they didn't. Y'all smacked it around, and you smacked around about your starting quarterback. So it just tells you everybody thought Newcastle was good. They got smacked around by Tuttle. So as you look at it again, it's Dell City, Carl Albert. I don't know how it matches up in the playoffs. I hope you guys will have to play each other in the semifinals. I hope it's a state championship game. I think that, I think it'd be a great matchup. Dell City, comes in with, with the 2 power horses, Rickland and Black, was it Black? Let me get his last name right.
Black Wolf. Yeah,
Black
Black
Wolf.
Wolf.
I don't want to mess it
That's
up. I don't want nobody getting mad at me. Black Wolf, and then Carl Albert comes in with, they got some dogs with coming quarterback getting his first start this year. His dad was a legend at Midwest City. You know his dad real well. But I'm just saying now you got Elijah. I tell you right now, he's the real deal. But I tell you, Just like any other team, they got to find their depth. They got a bunch of new guys. O-line comes back with a bunch of new guys, but they got to find their guys that's gonna, get them there. I don't know if they got a lot of guys going both ways. They just opened up, last Friday night against Midway City. And Midway City made them punt a couple of times, but Midway City is I don't know what we have. We lose. Oh, there you go. I don't know if Midway City, they just don't have everybody in the right spot. And I think by the time you get to game 5, game 6, he can get them rocking and rolling. They got to get a couple of games. I mean, I'm telling you right now, everybody knows if you play Piedmont, it's gonna be a tough game because of that
Oh
offense.
gosh,
You
that's the
gotta,
first week matchup that you don't want to see.
yeah, you
I
don't
would
want to see
never
that
want to schedule
offense,
them.
man.
No,
It's like
coach.
playing Navy and Air Force and Army, man.
Yeah,
You
you
don't,
saw Kansas State lost to Army
yeah.
last night. So that's
Oh,
just
they
a
got
tough
beat.
matchup. Yeah, they got beat.
Oh
Yeah,
man, they struggling, man. They are struggling
yeah,
because they already lost one earlier.
yeah.
I was watching that game a little bit. I went to bed. That offense is so boring to watch. I went to
Golly.
bed on that game. Yeah, thanks for
Yeah.
telling me. That's bad. That's bad. Okay, stay struggling. Did our man get to play up there, any?
Yeah, Kaniger got to play some special teams. It's kind of like Ladane, and they're both getting to play some special teams, and that's part of the process that a lot of kids don't understand. When you go to college, you may be the man in Midwest City, Oklahoma City, but
Yeah,
when you go to college, man,
Lord,
it may take you 2 to 3 years
you
to
get
play.
your
But what I
chance.
tell them is you're getting paid
You
and
getting
you get a
paid.
free education. So you need to be patient and ride the
Wait your
storm because
turn.
they're
Wait
getting
your
paid pretty
turn.
good, Tony. They're getting paid pretty
Yeah.
good to
Hey,
be
they probably
a
making more money
special
than me and you are a month.
a special teams player. They're
Yeah.
getting paid pretty good.
But
They
Rob,
really
man,
are.
like I said, man, it's good to get on this show, man. If you can, give me a couple of kids you want to give a shout out to. I know we don't get to do the show every week like we used to, but
Yes,
give me
sir.
a couple of kids that we need to be on the lookout for.
Well, I want to give a shout out to Caleb Blackwood because, like I said, he played a big role for us Friday night. He had 5 touchdowns. I've been coaching. This would be my 10th year at Dell City. We
Yes,
hadn't had a
sir.
lot of times where we had a guy have 5 touchdowns. Then I want to give a shout out to a couple guys on the offensive line, Orion and Arnico Daniels. They're twins,
Yes,
but they
sir.
really did a great job. Booker T has one of the top defensive linemen recruits in the state. They did a great job on him. They played extremely well. And I want to get a shout out to a young man named Basil Gunner. Got his first start at linebacker. He played extremely well, and he made a lot of plays. It's a lot of guys on Del C's team that you might not have heard about in the past, but I think in moving forward we'll be hearing about. But Orion and Arnico Daniels and Basil Gunner and Caleb Blackwood, we all know him. But I really want to get his name out there because it's not a lot that you hear about guys scoring 4 5 touchdowns,
Yeah, yes, sir. That's
especially
big
against a
time.
program like Booker T.
Yes, sir. That's big time. How's the coaching staff going? Everybody go? You add anybody new this year?
Yeah, we kept most of everybody intact. You saw that Kevin Sharp went to Norman North.
Yes,
He
sir.
wanted to get close to the family, but Coach Shields, he's been on our staff, but this is his first year being an OC.
Yes, sir.
He had a rough outing against Edmond Memorial, so
It
he had to
happens,
look at
coach. It happens.
yeah, he had to look in the mirror. He came out and he got 38 points this week. And
That's it. That's it.
Kelly did another tremendous job defensively. So he's getting more mature. He's kind of getting in his system. That's one of those things that people don't realize about Carl Albert. Those coordinators have been there for so long
Long
that
time.
those kids know their system. The coaches know the system,
And it starts
and
in the
that's
middle school too.
yeah, it starts in the middle school, and that's what we're trying to build here at Dale City. And it just takes time, and we're just using the model that is similar to what Carl Albert has, and our coaches are following that model. And I'm looking forward to the rest of the year as we continue to grow.
Well, coach, man, that's big time. I know what you're doing over Dale City, man. I know you're trying to get to another state championship. You've been there. You got to the semifinals. I know you're trying to get there again, and it's always a good chance. I mean, it's always a good feeling to get there. I mean, it's always going to be really good when you can hold that gold ball up. It's
Yes,
nothing.
sir.
It's nothing. I know you got a couple, be that Carl Albert using high school, and but I know you want to get your own as a head coach because that's not another better feeling than having your own that you could hold and be like your boy Jake, put it in the back seat, and drive around town.
Man, if I get it, I ain't gonna be putting nothing on social media. I'm just gonna be happy I got it. I'm gonna put it right here on my cabinet at the house, and I'm gonna be thankful I got it. And hopefully, let the Cowboys can get one. The Dallas Cowboys can get one right behind me.
Hey, coach, man, I hope they can get one too, man. I did tell Big E if OU make it to the national championship, I'm gonna pay his way. So part of me wants
Yeah.
him to go, and part of me says, But he graduated, man. That'd be my graduation gift to him, though, man. He's still coming on doing the show, man. I got my man, Coach Vic. He's in the background, man. I tell you right now, he's one that gets all our stuff set up, man. The
Yes, sir.
nice boards, and we got the girls show jumping off really good, man.
It's
Dell
awesome.
City's girls are gonna be we could talk that, just think about this show. We could talk everything. The girls show
Yes, sir.
mostly girls basketball, but your Dell City Eagle girls ranked number one in the state in Class 5A. How do you feel about that?
I'm excited for her, man. Coach Webb has really been kind of under the radar the
Yes,
last couple of years. I think she's done a good job behind the scenes, really handling those young girls and continuing to build them. They got a lot of talent, and she does a lot of things behind the scenes on a daily basis that a lot of people don't get to see,
yeah.
and a lot of programs don't have to deal with. But I think she has a tight rein on them, and I really think they're going to surprise a lot of people on
Hey,
how they're going to do
Hey,
this
I
year.
tell you right now, they did the districts, man. We got to face the Bombers, twice, but
Mm,
I didn't really want to face the Eagles. But I tell you right now, man. I mean, even though my baby's in 5A now, she's at the high school level. It's gonna be fun to watch her go against some of these girls, man. We just had the freshman camp, yesterday, the showcase camp. Really good. A lot of good talent out there. Didn't see any girls from Dell City, but Middle City had a lot of girls out there representing their freshmen. Carl Albert had some, a couple girls. A lot of good talent around the state, Robert. I know you're an AD, so you get to see a lot
sure.
of that stuff too. But you got Newcastle and Bishop McGinnis joining 5A with us. How you feel about that?
You know, I 5A, especially in basketball, it's so wide open.
Yes,
I
sir.
think I think it's a lot. You could pick. Obviously El Reno's been very dominant, but even when El Reno was dominant, I feel like people were right on their heels. I just feel like their experience kind of helped them get over the top.
Yes, sir.
But this year, I think 5A is kind of wide open. I think it's about four or five teams that can really put themselves into that zone. But the thing I like about basketball is that state tournament's unique
Yeah.
because you could be a team like last year in boys basketball. Uh, nobody expected Deer Creek to win that. So
No.
you could be a team that can upset people. So I think it's about four or five teams and girls and boys 5A that can really win it. So I'm excited to see those teams push through district and see who's going to get the seating that make it to state because that seating does play a role. But it's really kind of wide open. You really don't have just particular favorites in 5A this year for boys or girls basketball. I think it's a couple teams that you can kind of say are the favorites, but I think it's a lot of teams that have a real legit chance. And I'm excited to see if somebody can knock El Reno off with the girls. And I'm excited with the boys to see if somebody can knock Booker T off because they were talented and they're going to bring back a lot of talent as well. So I'm excited to see if our boys basketball team can kind of, rebound and kind of redo, losing Lenny Hatchett was kind of big, but you bring in not too many times you lose a legacy type coach like
Coach
Lenny
can bring it
Hatchett, or
in.
you could bring somebody in that actually coached in the state championship. So I'm
Yeah,
excited to
that's
see what Coach Smith is going to do as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting. You have a lot of freshman girls coming in the Mid-Dale area that's gonna get game as freshmen and help their teams. With
Absolutely.
Coach Ritchie, Coach Malloy over there with Midwest City. Even in some of the boys, they're gonna have some freshman boys that's gonna come out and help all three of the teams, Carl Albert City and Midwest City. So it's I tell you, basketball season's gonna be fun. Carl Albert trying to make a move. He got some good girls that's coming up this year, and so is Midwest City. Midwest City already has a young girl that's a freshman, already got an offer from Baylor. So that's pretty cool to see, somebody that young. But I tell you right now, that Midwest City Carl Albert game is going to be tough. That Newcastle Dell City game is going to be packed out. So it's going to be fun. I already told Zoe, I said, man, if Dell City and Newcastle was coming and you playing somebody boo boo, I might sneak over there and go watch. I catch you on the recaps, But I tell
Yes,
you,
sir.
man, it's gonna be really interesting to see what goes on this year. In football, like I said, I think it's gonna be wide open. Depends on how you guys line up at the end. If you and
Yeah.
Mike's on the same side, or they can get you guys divided. Hopefully, they can get it divided some kind of way, though, because that you don't want to see that game in semifinals, man. You want to see that game in the championship.
Yes, sir. I agree with you 100%.
Well, Robert, anything else before I let you go, man? Like I said, I'm glad you got to come on. We got to talk Dale City football, man. I love that stadium got me hyped, man. It makes me want to go over there and run the stairs or something real quick.
Yeah, just going back to Oklahoma State, I hope that Gundy, like I said, Gundy's done a lot of tremendous things the last 21 years. I think everybody's kind of palling on him the last couple years.
Yeah.
Um, Man, he's won a lot of big games around there. I'm really hoping and praying that he can get it turned around this season to at least what a respectable So I pray that the alumni and everybody's patient with him. Let's see what he can do. He's earned the respect, and he has it. Let's see what he can do the last, you know, this last 7 games, and see if he can get this turned around. So I'm really looking forward to see what he can do. I know he has the talent on the roster, and I want to see some of those guys get to play from Oklahoma up there. There's a lot of guys on that roster that I've known and I watched and I coached against and I coached for. So
Yes, sir.
I'm excited to see it. So let's see if Oklahoma State can get it turned around, and I'm looking forward to the game against Midwest City. I think Coach Washington's a great coach, so I'm looking forward to coach against him and continue to improve as a coach myself.
Well, Coach Jones, man, I appreciate you coming on. I'm messing up. I'm glad you got to come on Keeping 100 Oklahoma High School Sports on this Sunday. Take it away from your evening. I don't know who's playing tonight. The Cowboys got beat, so NFL started. It's a full effect of high school, college, and pro football going on right now. But like I said, I'm glad you took time out your evening to come on and talk. I see you got that Dell City red on the back, looking good. I like it. But like I said, we appreciate you coming on, man, and good luck to you. And get healthy this week. I mean, you got that bye week, and then you got a week to prepare for Midwest City. So, like I said, I like to come catch that game and see you and Coach Washington go at it. Two great coaches, man. Like I said, both trying to build their legacy. You've already got yours built, and he's trying to do his at the same at Midwest City. So, good luck to you the rest of the season, and we'll be talking soon. All right, brother?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Toad.
Right.
Appreciate
Thank you. Take care. All right, bye-bye. Well, folks, that's Coach Robert Jones, the head coach of Dell City High School football. A great man. I mean, like I said, we've done a coaching show for years. Love what we've done and what we got a chance to do. Kind of want to get him back on here and get his kids' names out there. Black Wolf, a young man that's really, really talented, has not got any offers yet. I'm still scratching my head, folks. I'm scratching it right now. Why not? This kid has some talent. So, but that recruiting world is crazy. That's why they do it. And I mean, I don't get paid to do it. I get paid to talk. I don't even get paid to do this, but it's fun. I don't know if Coach V gonna join me or not. Coach V, you gonna come on with me? What? You gonna give me a little love? Coach V gonna come give me a little bit of love. I know we got basketball. We got it all. It's all right. Let's keep it 100. We can do it all. What's up, Coach V?
What's going on?
Not much, man. Not much. I know you working hard behind the scenes, folks.
You want to go 100 with it?
We're gonna go 100 real quick, folks. We're gonna get us out of here. But man, Coach V, I know I want to give you a big shout out, man. What he does, folks. You guys understand the things that he does for the girls basketball is crazy. He's up all night. He's helping me do this behind the scenes. He sat behind the scenes as I talked to two guys, but I just tell you, what he does with the girls basketball is crazy because, he sat at the gym all day, probably from 8 o'clock to about 4 o'clock, doing the showcase. He's going to turn around and do the expo, man. He's already got that stuff up and running. It's amazing, what he's doing with the high school girls basketball, got a chance, and I'm not gonna steal his thunder because I know we're gonna talk about this going into next week, but got a chance to see a lot of freshman girls that caught my eye. It's so funny because we don't get to see all these girls all the time because they're on the other side of the state. But we saw a lot of girls. We got to see the Zoe young lady we had on the show. Actually, my Zoe played on the same team 3-on-3, and I think that and they did some good things, man. So it was cool to see other girls. There she is right there, Big Z. Get your shout out. And she spells her Z-O-E, and mine spell her Z-O-I-E. So look at us, man. Me and Coach G hanging out with the girls, man. Had a good time. You got the picture of the big young lady we had too? There's a young lady from Arkansas, man. She had a great outcast yesterday. Then you had the Haley young lady.
Go fast. You going fast now?
I'm sorry, Coach. I'm not trying to steal all the thunder. But
yeah, we do like it when they come and visit us.
Yes, sir.
We like that, right there. We like when they come and visit us after we give them a shout out.
Yes, sir. They come and give us some love, Coach. They come give us some love, though, man. It's big time right here. Is what we're doing with this high school girls. There she is, Haley, top performance, folks. And yes, she was a top performance. You talking about Daddy got her listed at 6 foot. I bet she's about 6'2". I'll tell you what I did see. She got some up and under moves, man. She's gonna be a player that you keep your eye on, man. A lot of good girls, man. Brooklyn Henderson had a good tournament. I guess call it tournament showcase. Peyton had a good showcase. I mean, he had a lot of girls, man, that had, Blakely Givens, man, another young lady. There's a lot of girls that got the name called yesterday. Really proud of all of them, man. Just what's going on with high school girls basketball here in Oklahoma. I hope we can get this fixed. That we have something big here.
Right here, ball. Better give her some love.
Hey man, I'm gonna take a TV timeout real quick. I'm gonna give it up to my baby, man. Hey, I'm telling you right now. This kid she's a lockdown defensive player. And I'm gonna tell you why I say that. She locked girls down yesterday when we asked her to, and when I kind of gave her that wink, like, hey, this girl going off, let's do something. And one young lady had 16 points the first half. Put Z money on her. Z money. I'm gonna give her a little Z money action. Put Z money on her, shut her down. Had a big game. Her first game, she had 17. My son-in-law, if you guys don't know who my son-in-law is, Cameron Kennedy. You should know podcast. Follow him, folks. He got more followers than me and V. We trying to get like him. If we get like him, we are gonna retire. We'll do nothing but keep it 100 and Oklahoma high school girls shows all day long. But I'm saying he did the stats. She had 17, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 steals. That's not bad for a point guard. And I'm telling you right now, she's going to give you everything she got. I loved what the coaches had. You had Coach Simpson. You had Coach Mel Reno Prince. I mean, you had a lot of good guys out there. The lady that runs Choctaw, their assistant coach. It was ran good. Sam, Coach V, Garrett, all these guys, man. I mean, it's a lot of work, man. There's over 50-some girls there, and they're trying to keep an eye on every one of them. So big shout out to all those guys with the prep hoops and all that. Coach V, what he does with Coach V and all the things that he brings to the table. Folks, I'm telling you right now, man, Oklahoma high school girls basketball would not be where it's at if you didn't have this guy. I'm telling you, I'm not just doing it because he's my partner, but I'm telling you, it would not be where he's at if you did not have him involved in the sport. That's real talk. Real talk.
I appreciate it. All right, let me ask you. I'm going to get rid of Ethan there, but I'm not Ethan, but let's go keep 100 real quick. Let me ask you, who's your surprise this weekend in football, college? Who's your surprise?
OU look really good.
I'm talking about surprise.
College team.
Yeah.
I think Florida getting beat is a surprise, big time. I thought Michigan give OU a little bit a tougher game. OSU, it's embarrassing. Coach, you give up 66 points to a team like that. I understand Oregon is good, but they're not that good. They don't have the top players they had before. And then you give up 66 points, Coach. I'm telling you right now, if that was probably anybody else, they're probably on the hot seat. Venables, I don't know. I didn't listen to the sports animal of what they were saying after. And I know Coach Jones was keeping it real because he's an alumni from Oklahoma State and he still works with Oklahoma State some. So, but it's embarrassing, Coach, and it's embarrassing, man. It's like you getting beat 75-5 in a basketball game. I mean, your AD might scratch his head and bring you in the office and say, "What's wrong, Coach V? What did we have girls sick or what?" That's embarrassing, man. You are a Power 5, Big 12 champion. A team that's a contender every year in the Big 12, and you get beat by like that. Come on now, that's embarrassing, Coach.
Well, we'll see how they. The key is how you regroup. Maybe you thought maybe you have to pull that. Was it Dennis Green? They are who they thought they are.
I'm telling you.
You got to hand it to you. Now you got to regroup. Eat a little bit of humble pie, and let's see what you do the next week. I'm not counting Tulsa. Nothing against Tulsa, but they're not Big 12. They're a good program. They get good Oklahoma kids. But let's see what you do when you get to Big 12. Let's see what you get when you get there. And that happens. You get smacked. Sometimes you gotta get smacked, but you don't have to get beat down. You gotta get smacked. But how do you recover? Like Coach Jones was saying, how do you recover from there on? And if you can't recover, then it's a bigger problem than just something needs to be done. But maybe you got a lot of new kids. As I know, these freshmen. We saw freshmen yesterday. They're playing.
Yes, sir.
They're gonna come in, got the swag, and all of a sudden, hello. You get introduced to 6A and 5A. Seniors, or in an ORE case, these guys may be semi-pros or something. Who knows? But you get it. We'll see how you do.
No, it's like I said. I hope they can get it turned around. I like Gundy. Like I said, I know the family real well. Know him. I got a chance to talk to Mike. A good coach. I'm not gonna say he's not a good coach, but sometimes the battery just runs out. That's just how it is. I mean, you have a brand new car. Sometimes the battery's going. You got to get a new one. I'm not saying replace him. I'm not saying replace him. I'm just saying, hey, maybe I don't know. I know he's replaced some of his coordinators, but sometimes it might not be them. It might just be you sometimes, and there's nothing wrong with that because I think if he went somewhere else, he's going to be successful. sometimes you need that fresh start. So it's crazy. But shout out to Hera boys getting the win over McLeod, winning the first trophy, the rival trophy, big time game from Brock Day, 190 yards, on the ground running. This young man, I mean, not only did he go out and take care of business on Friday night, but he came and worked out with me this morning. We worked out from 12 to 1 o'clock. Him and his quarterback Kyle, a big game. He got his first start as a sophomore now. Had 2 touchdowns. Had a pretty good game. So Harris looking good. They got it rocking and rolling all right. I know Blink is fired up, bringing that get that win against the rival. Carl Albert, big win over Miller City. Anderson gets his first start, a young man that worked out me too. I think he threw for he was 14 for 18, 140-some yards, 1 touchdown pass. Elijah, big time game. I think he had over 235 with everything, over 20-some carries, 33 yards, receiving. Had a big time catch. If I had that video, I'll put it up. I might try to get that and add that to this, but big time catch. Big time players make big time plays, but high school football is wide open. Tuttle, I think we'll have him on next week. Cruz, I got to him late. He did text me back and say, hey, today. And I said, I've already had Del City. I do want to try to get these coaches on at least once a week, all of them that's around the metro, talk to them about what's going on. Shawnee, I think they had a big win the other night. Coach Madonna, I know Coach Washington at Middle City is still looking for his first win. Like I said, Coach Blink got one. Jones got a big win. Tata's 2-0. Coach Corbin over there with those guys. Luther, I mean, they're still ranked in the top 10. I know they kind of got beat down by Jones about a week ago. But I tell you this, though, man, they only got like 30 kids out, man. It's crazy how these kids are not coming out for sports. Like girls basketball, most teams got 15 to 20 girls on the basketball team, and that's 9th grade through 12th grade. Why, Coach? Because most of them are playing volleyball now. Most of them are playing softball now, and you're getting good scholarships in those. So why go sit in a gym that I got to run up and down and run stairs and everything else I got to do, and I can sit here and do volleyball. I mean, I ain't a volleyball player. I don't even know how to keep scoring volleyball, but it's crazy though. Anything we got, Coach, before we get out of here? Because I know we running the show, and like I said, we got a lot going on next week, man. We got Expo, we got some interviews, and like I said, we'll start sending those invites out who we want to have on, and then and get it rocking and rolling again, because you go from the Expo, then you go to I-35 showcase, right, Coach?
Expo next week, I-35 the week after that, and then October 1st, after that.
Midnight Madness. You gonna have Midnight Madness, Coach?
Oh man, no. School day next day. And, if the girls wanted to do it, I did. The problem with our boys is our boys are in football. Some of them are. So it's nice when you do that stuff and you got all your squad. I mean, I don't want to roll kids out there who may not play in a season. So so it kind of defeats. But if we were at a school that had both groups had all their programs, and heck yeah, I'd do Midnight Madness. I mean, I wouldn't be practicing, probably like a 30-minute shoot-around competition. And,
a little dunk contest, a little three-point shooting contest.
Yeah, have some fun. I mean,
had the music going, Coach. Everybody shaking their head like you be bobbing your head a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, so, but no, nothing. Just kind of see who's going to play this week in high school. I mean, I know that there are basically all these games are bragging rights, and warm-ups as you get ready to district. But, again, everybody wants to be 3-0 going into districts and be healthy. So, that's what teams are shooting for.
Yes, sir. And that's the biggest thing, staying healthy. Because if you're playing that week 0, you get a bye week here in the here in the next couple of weeks. So, like I said, we'll start getting into big time and talking about the rankings. I did go up and fix them, but it doesn't really matter because they're going to change here in another 2 weeks. So when we get in week 5, we'll start talking about the rankings again and see who's doing good. Because about that time, they've already played 2 district games, and you got to probably try to win 4 district games to get into to be top 4 in the playoffs. Though some of these. I don't know if they still do it or not. Some I need to look into, but some of these districts take everybody, and some only take the top 8. So I have to look into that, see how that goes, man. But like I said, Coach, I appreciate you coming on and helping me keep it 100. We'll get back to busy doing Oklahoma High School Girls Between the Lines tomorrow night. Folks, I'm gonna ask Coach this, man, because I got like 9 different names on the Oklahoma High School Girls Between the Lines. Is it Oklahoma High School Girls Between the Lines or Oklahoma High School Girls Basketball Between the Lines?
You got it one way. You say it one way, but the YouTube is another way.
So I guess it's both ways then. Huh? We can't go wrong with either one. Huh?
Yeah, so we just got to get unified. But you know what? When I get to 250 subscribers, I'll change it, make it easy. But till the end, I want subscribers, I want some likes, I want some subscriptions. same thing right here. Keep 100. I mean, it's going back. Football season's here. Let's get it going. I mean, we got Coach Jones with Dell City. I mean, we got OSU, OU report. I mean, so there's 30 minutes, you get it all. High school, college. I mean, a little talking here and there, and so there we go.
Hey, you said it once, and I'm gonna say it twice. We need you to like and subscribe. I think right now on the Keep It 100, we're sitting at 471. I like to get to 500. I like to put that big 500 up, and then, like I said, I know Coach said something about 250, but hey, that's past 250. Let's shoot for 300. Basketball season right around the corner. Hey, Expo, I'll get a chance to get out, give you that scan code and just scan, because I don't have my daughter's not in this one, so I can get out and take pictures and shake hands and bump knuckles, whatever I need to do for Coach next week. So we'd like to get some girls over and interview. Like I said, I think what we did yesterday with the freshman kickoff was great, but I think this week it was even better. That's the thing about it, you get better each time you do stuff. But Coach, let's get us out of here, man. Let's go home. I guess we are home. I guess we are home. We can just get us up out of here, though. But folks, like I said, I appreciate you guys, watching, subscribing, whatever you are, to keep it 100. I want you to, realize that, man, we loved it that when you join us and come on board and listen to us talk high school sports, because it's part of it. Coach, you can leave it like this. Like I said, we got the background. I got Dell City and Harris both got wins last week, so that's big time. But like I said, folks, thank you for listening, subscribing, and being part of the show. So we'll catch you next time on Keep It 100 Oklahoma High School Sports. See ya! We out.
We'd like to thank the following sponsors: Above the Line Hoops, Prep Girl Hoops, Keep It 100, and for the latest in high school girls basketball action, check out the podcast on YouTube at Oklahoma High School Girls Basketball Between the Lines.